All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 655. I'm your host, Chiefy D, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who's also started to arrive on people's doorsteps, Wombat. Oh, man. Hold on. Don't stop recording. Not you. Not you. No. Yeah, hold on. Why did that not work? Oh, no. Shh, that's not helping. It's not helping. Not helping. No, they can't hear you, so you're only just annoying me, basically, now. So I can't fix it if you do that. It's not helpful. Not helpful.
Thank you.
I think I fixed it.
Did you fix it? Hey, everybody. Welcome to CAGcast number 655.
No, they heard that part.
As always, I'm joined by a man who doesn't know how to work a computer, GBD. How's it going, GB?
Look, we have a lot of new things going on. We have a special guest. As you can see, there's an extra box. That you're the extra box, Ben. That's you. It's a lot of production going on here. I got a new layout. I have the whole workstation in front of me now. Now I have to look at my ugly face. It's very distracting. But we fixed it now.
We fixed it?
Yes.
Just like the economy?
That's not my job. Look, my job was to get this show working within a reasonable amount of time, and every week I pull it off.
No, you did. It took you less than a minute. I think you did a fine job.
Right. Nobody left. Everybody
And welcome to our very special guest, Shipwreck. How's it going?
Great to be here. I think
and
this
of
is
course,
my, I don't know, 400th something special guest appearance.
Yes. As always, in the last chair. The Lindsey Buckingham of the CAGcast.
And of course, this big production is all to accommodate Ben Gilbert from Joystick.
That's right, of course.
From Joystick.
The hit video game website. Maybe you've heard of it.
With a Q.
That's right, with a Q. It's not like the French magazine. It's very different.
So can you tell me, I've heard big things about this Grand Theft Auto. Do you think that's going to be the big seller this holiday season?
I don't. I think it's probably not going to be a big hit. I think you should focus more on the Worms franchise this holiday. It's going to be big. Dirt.
So is that something my kids can play? The Worms.
That's right.
Thanks so much for joining us this week. Come back next week.
I won't. Do the holiday gift list.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much for having me. I'm of course here to show off a console, but also because I'd love to see you guys, and I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to be here and talk about whatever. I've been enjoying listening to you guys talk about your lives throughout the pandemic. It's been really I've been listening to you guys for years, so it's been a stable force where you guys talking about your lives and being normal people and getting through it. It's been a way to actually interact with human beings. So let me say that I appreciate that.
You're welcome. I'm sure. Is it confirmed your decision to not have kids? That you feel like you really made the right?
I feel great. I've never felt better about that. Let me tell you. Oh man, to have kids right now. Bless your hearts.
Right.
At least you're not. I don't know. I don't know if it's better that they're older or younger. Honestly, in this situation,
it depends. There's a sweet spot age.
12.
And I'll tell you what it isn't. It's not 12.
12-year-old boy is, though. 12-year-old boy. Yes.
Maybe. I would say even 9-year-old boy is a pretty good spot. I also think maybe male versus female, but I don't know. I have a male and a female, right. But I can tell you one is taking this a lot is taking this in a lot more stride than the other.
Right. Sure. Yes. As a 12-year-old boy, I think I would have been just playing a ton of video games and eating a ton of food, and it would have been fine. And I would have been well, I guess I'm home all the time. So be it. But right. I don't know. Yeah. Well, anyway.
Thanks for coming on the show. Ben's actually with Business Insider, not with Joystick, in case you
It's true.
Didn't
it's
know
true.
That.
And I get inside business every single day.
Yes. And actually, one of the most frequent requests that we get is to have another white guy come on the show.
That's right.
So I'm really glad that we could.
We needed a
fulfill
little
that.
more diversity.
Yeah, it was like, come on, can you get another like middle-aged white guy, like
Maybe
you know,
from the Northeast.
maybe
It's-
like losing his hair? Like,
Yeah, it's literally the
Approximately
most
Jewish.
the most brought up thing in the show feedback. Like every week, it's there. It's like, hey, and I'm like, I can't put this on another outline.
Of course. Well, I'm glad to be that role for you.
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Mhm.
welcome
And
to
now
the
you've got
show.
a template for 4 people. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, when Ben actually contacted me, he's like, "Hey, I got this. You know, they sent me an Xbox Series X. You know, I'd like to like if you want to have me, I'll come on the show and I could show it and talk about my experience with it." And I told Ben this earlier. I said, you know, Ben, we're very good friends with Ben, so there's no pressure in having him as a guest. If I completely screw the whole thing up technologically and it doesn't work, and like we have to cancel or whatever. Just Ben, like it's no big deal. Like it's not gonna I'm not gonna blow up any like relationship. Ben won't care. He'll just be like, oh, well, next time maybe.
Exactly.
I'll never speak to you again, or something like
That's
that.
right. I would have flipped the table in a rage, but you wouldn't have seen it.
Right. But it was
That's
fun
right.
to try to make this layout, and I'm doing a new technique this time. So people watching, let me know if the video quality looks better than last time because I'm using a whole separate computer. So hopefully, that's doing something because feels like I'm wasting electricity otherwise.
What second computer are you using?
I'm using my laptop, my Dell laptop that sucks as a DJ's laptop.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm trying
one
to
that
find
might
a
crash.
use for this $800 laptop. So we'll see. Anything going on? I mean, I started going back to Orange Theory because they started charging me again. So I figured I should go because it would be.
How is that? What's that experience like right now?
So that experience is they normally have 30 people in a class, and now they have about 12. Nobody's like close to you, and nobody's using the same workstation in the same workout. They assign you numbers. So
Are you masked up?
Oh
during
yeah,
that?
you're masked up the whole time. Now
Okay.
I didn't do much research in like what kind of mask you should bring. So I have these black cloth masks that look really cool. So I wear those when I just go out. So I wore that for the workout, and I haven't been to an Orange Theory workout since like February. So I'm not really like in the best shape. So after like 20 minutes of just like the lifting weights part, not even like the running or anything, like the mask was very wet, and now it's going up my nose. Like I can't breathe because the mask is wet and covering up all my holes. So I like ran out of the room because I thought I was gonna like pass out. I thought I was gonna pull a shipwreck pee overload, and so I ran outside the classroom, and then the coach came out and she's like, "Oh yeah, you should probably not use that type of mask." And I was like,
What type of mask
good
should you
idea.
use?
like a surgical mask is the best.
Okay. I just got my gym started charging me again, and I was thinking about going.
Right. So for the second half, I mean, I was very out of shape, so it wasn't a great experience at all. But with the surgical mask, at least I could do it and feel like I was going to die. But it's
Surgical.
not great. Like it's a lot less fun doing that with a mask on. I got to be honest. It really is. It's doable, but it's not. You know, it's just like another fucking thing. Like it's already very unpleasant to like run a lot and sweat all over the place. You know what
But
I'm
Orange
saying?
Theory is like pretty intense workouts, right?
Yeah, I burned 960 calories in the last workout.
That's like a
It's like
steak.
it's like a half hour of ping pong.
No, that's an hour. That's like an hour and 20 minutes of ping pong of me. Yeah, I'm over 200 pounds, so you know it's all relative to your weight.
Right.
The Orange Theory coach, when she saw I burned like that many calories, she's like, I got to do like 3 workouts to burn that many calories. So I'm gonna try. Meanwhile, I'm so sore. I've been sore for like since I started going. Basically, the last time I went was Monday. Today's Wednesday. I'm still sore. So I got to play ping pong tomorrow. So I better get better. Anyway,
Is tomorrow a streamed ping pong game?
no, that is not. That is not.
Right.
And then then I'm going again next week. I actually have like a meeting / ping pong. That's not going to be streamed either.
What does that mean?
I'm having a
Like
meeting
an
with
entanglement?
somebody, like a business meeting / ping pong.
Okay. What
You know,
business
like in an
meeting?
80s movie, Ben, you ever see a movie from the 80s where they're playing racquetball?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's how you know that's
Yeah.
the bad guy. 'Cause he's playing racquetball
Who's the
during a
bad
business
guy? Me or
meeting.
the other guy?
That's cheapy.
Understood. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Thank you for the clarification.
No
it's
problem.
it's a good place to have a meeting. You can rent out. It's like renting out a meeting room that for cheap, but it's also has a ping pong table in it, and it's really nice and big. Like you can't rent out a room in Manhattan for $40 for 2 hours. That's
Not a nice room anyway.
and that's like has a bathroom, ping pong table, all private, just for 2 people.
Sure.
It's
Depends on
not-
what you're trying to get into, of course.
It's all glass around you, out leading onto the street level, so everybody.
I'm making
it.
prostitution jokes here, Chibi. You're missing.
Yeah, I know.
Going right
people are
past you.
People are gonna look. They're not gonna. I'm not gonna have sex inside the ping pod.
Understood.
See.
Understood.
But you could bring the curtains down. So what day are we going? Then?
Nice.
Now that you know that you can bring the curtains down. Anyway, I like ping pong. What are you gonna do?
We know.
Should we do show feedback? Anything else going on?
I mean, I know.
Where's
I'm
that
trying to
Xbox already? Bring that fucking Xbox out.
It's over here. It's near me.
I was gonna say I don't think I have anything going on in my life.
Do you have an
so-
Xbox Series X, Wombat?
No, because for some reason they didn't send me one. But whatever.
Disgusting.
How do you get
It's
on that
gross.
list?
It is.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
How do you get on that list?
I think it's like something to do with like a decade-ish of writing about video games, and then they're
That's
like,
not true because
okay.
I've seen some people who were sent one who.
Okay, go like who? Call them out.
No, I'm not
True.
doing that because I'm not that kind of person. But it's like, hey, I'm just as unfamous as that person. Where's my stupid Xbox? Really, I would have
But-
just said Ben. I'm just as
Oh.
unfamous as Ben. Where's my Xbox?
Let me.
I would argue more famous than me.
See,
But Wombat,
More-
let me ask
I'm-
you this. This is a very.
I'm the
important
infamous
question.
El Guapo.
Wombat, let me ask you this very important question. Did you actually
Yes.
ask anybody for an
I
Xbox?
asked absolutely nobody.
Not a one. Not a
Do
single
you
person.
think these people who you saw on Twitter with Xboxes, do you think that they possibly might have asked somebody
Look,
for an
I didn't
Xbox?
say I was gonna work for this.
So you just
Or
wanted to
do any
come up-
content based around.
No,
it.
I'm not going to. No, there's no. I just said, where is mine?
Right.
And then my wife said, why are you talking to me? It's been 9 months. Get the hell out of my house.
Right. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think you have to. I would imagine that the people the influencers that you saw with Xboxes probably reached out to somebody and said, "Hey, by the way, here's my address in case you're sending out Xbox." At least that much. Like, would they even know where to send?
I'll
an
do a
Xbox?
blast tweet out to everybody.
No, that's
I'll
not what
tag-
they do. I'm sure they did not do that.
I'm going to tweet everyone.
Wombat.
Right.
Right.
Wombat.
I
Yes.
didn't catch a lot of their tweets when they were sending out tweets asking for Xboxes.
I'm gonna
Right.
do that
You
after
don't
this. I'm
do
gonna
that.
be like, hey,
Listen.
hey, Aaron Greenberg, where's my
They love that. No, they
The
love
best
that.
thing
What are you
to do
talking
on
about,
that-
Cheapy? They love
where's
it when you
my
Yeah.
free Xbox?
do that. At message Phil Spencer directly.
You want to?
I would
do
love a
that
free
every time
Xbox.
they post something, even if it's not like about that at all. Like just every time they post anything, they're posting about a sports game.
Or not, or
Definitely.
even just
Yeah.
something unrelated. Like, wow, I can't believe that debate tonight. I was like, well, there's no debate that everyone loves free Xboxes.
Hashtag Xbox
Hashtag
2020.
Xbox for Wombat. Hey guys, out there in the chat room, don't forget to use hashtag for Wombat.
If you send an email to Major Nelson and said, "Hey, I think it would be fun if you send me an Xbox. I'll follow your rules and whatnot," I'm pretty sure you would get an Xbox.
Pretty sure.
Pretty
I don't
sure.
have his email address, but yeah, I'm sure. It would
I
go.
have his email address.
I bet you
think-
could Google his email
I
address.
think it's.
Probably.
I have his special email address.
I bet it's Larry.lastname@microsoft.com.
It goes right to his toilet,
Just like that.
right
That's
on
right.
the screen on his toilet, on one of his several Toto washlets.
Nice.
I bet he reads all of his emails
He does.
Definitely.
I could write him an email right now, and he would respond back by
during
end
the
of
show. During the show,
Yeah.
probably.
So
Yeah,
why
even though
don't you?
it's-
Why don't? No, I think you should do that.
Even
I think
though
you
it's-
should shoot him an email right now and say, "Hey, we're doing a live show right now. We're just wondering, can we get an Xbox?"
See, if I was Howard Stern, I
Mhm.
would do something like that. But he doesn't seem happy to me.
Howard?
Yeah. He seems wealthy, but not happy. Doing
I
like-
didn't
and
mean an
that's
Xbox for you though. I meant an Xbox for me.
I get it. I get the bit. And
Yeah. For me,
I get
and
it.
and it's well established. I'm not happy. So
Right.
I don't understand where you're going.
All right, let me open up Gmail and see what happens if I type in major. Let's
Okay.
see what various email addresses show up.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, this computer is so slow. It's still loading up Gmail. Okay,
That's
still.
insanity to me. I
It's
can't
still loading it.
stop
Still
the
loading it.
insanity.
There we go.
Well, you
Crumple
gave
that
it your best
computer up and
shot.
Throw it in the game.
I'm out of ideas, actually. I waited 4 seconds. I mean, what do you want from me? Major didn't pull up anything. Let's try Larry. I have a lot of. Oh yeah, here's one. Yeah, we got a lot of. We got it all, baby. Free Xbox for Wombat? Question mark.
Free Xbox for Wombat? Question mark. Hey, dude.
No.
Hey,
this is
buddy.
Lame. This is lame. Wombat. What are you gonna do with it? Here's the thing, Wombat.
What am I gonna do with it? I'm gonna play video games. What do you do with an Xbox?
I know, but then don't you feel
I'm
like
gonna
you're...
sit on it.
Isn't it worth it just to spend the $500 and then not have
No.
to deal with?
No,
Think about it.
what?
Think about like
basking in the glory of my free appliance.
nothing's free, really, Ben. Is it?
It's true. It
He's
comes
got a
with-
free Xbox. Do you feel like how do you feel about your free Xbox? Do you have to give that back, by the way?
If they asked for it,
Are they going to ask for it?
no,
No,
Right.
they
definitely
never
not.
asked for them.
No,
No.
no, they will not ask for it. But that said, if they did ask for it, I would give it back to them. But it's not really mine. Like I had a Steam account at a previous publication I worked at, which gave me access to everything on Steam. It was the most amazing thing. It's like a golden
Yeah, I
ticket.
know about those.
And
I've heard
it's-
about those.
There's like 15 of
unicorn
them. It's
accounts.
crazy. It's like getting one is like finding a unicorn. And when I left that publication, I had to give it back, and that was
Right.
that, and it's gone. And like that just is. And
Can't
but
you just
also like
remember the password.
they changed it. It's all they
Oh.
reassign it to a new email. It's a whole thing. But
Would Business
anyway,
Insider buy you an Xbox?
yeah, for sure.
They would get you one anyway.
Yeah, but then
So-
they would take it back if I left Business Insider.
Right. So it
So-
really makes no difference to you if you get a free Xbox. You're getting one anyway from somewhere.
Somehow
Right.
I find it. I still wind up with no free Xbox. You see
It's
where
true.
the problem in here?
It's true.
So
The inherent problem here is
yes,
I still wind up with no free Xbox, and I still have all these medical bills I have to pay.
yes.
So you see, I'm sort of like in this weird zone.
Right. We have one box here on the bottom that it's raining free Xboxes. And then there's one box here where there's no Xboxes at all. I'd rather be in Ben's box, I'm thinking.
Definitely, it's good. It's good. It's
Right.
okay. But that said, like you said, there's no free Xboxes. Like I'm gonna be writing about this for, I don't know, years. I assume years. I don't know.
And I will be doing it like once a week. It'll be like, yeah, I was playing the game on my Xbox.
Oh, you have a reason. You have
It
an
was
argument to make.
it was smooth like a baby's ass starting that thing up. That's what they want to hear, right? That's how they
Well,
want it to be described.
We're going to hear about that later. Ben's going to talk about his Xbox experience. But there's rules about what we can show and talk about, right? Or just
Ex-
show.
Explicit rules about what I can. Yeah. So I can only talk about some of the stuff you've read about already, right? So like backwards compatibility,
Mhm.
load times,
The dick hole.
and I can kind of talk around it. Did you say the dick hole?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can talk
Dick
about
hole.
that. Anyway, so sorry, the dick hole threw me way off. There's a visual embargo as well, though, for the box itself, where like I can only have 30 seconds of video.
We can only see it for 30 seconds during
Now,
this
did
entire
yours
show.
come in the actual retail packaging, or okay?
did.
Oh.
So it
Wombat,
was
did you
like
catch that,
sealed in the
Wombat?
plastic.
Did you catch
Yes.
that Ben can only show the actual console for 30 seconds during this entire broadcast?
That's fine. I'm used to good things only lasting 30 seconds.
What
I will not dignify that with a response.
Should we do some show feedback?
Yes.
I think we've teased everybody enough.
Let's hit that up.
Yeah.
All right. Scoobers had to say, I finished and sold Avengers already. The game has too many problems to be fun. Buggy and loot that doesn't do much are deal breakers. Love the show as always, guys. We went on a rant last week regarding the Avengers. Shipwreck, do you have an Avengers update to share with the team?
I completed the campaign.
Wow, you went right by. You blew by me somehow.
It was not hard. It was, you just keep on marching along. I don't know what all the side missions were about. I was never underpowered. You finish that game and it's a weird campaign because you keep on switching back to different characters every 2 missions or so. So you never get any commitment to any of the choices you're making. You're like, I'm just going to like throw some points in this tree. And there are so many powers in that game. Like there's like 3 trees on one page, and then you're like, you could go through that whole game and realize there's a whole another 3 trees behind that.
I was shocked when I saw that. When
But
I
I
hit that
never- I
RB
never
one
put a
more
point
time,
in
I was
that
like, what?
The other 2 trees don't seem to do much, so
None
I
of them
wouldn't.
seem to do much. Like
Yeah.
all I did was put points into like my combat abilities because that's what I'm doing. I'm fighting people. So if I press
Wait,
X
you're
another
fighting
time,
people?
yes, I want you to punch another time.
So I have a question about the Avengers as somebody
Sure.
who's not, I have not played it at all, but I'm, approximately aware of it. It's Destiny-like, but the Avengers, as far as I know. But
It is. Well,
It is. Yes, it is.
It
tries to be.
wants to be Destiny-like.
Sure.
I think is a better way to describe it.
Right. It intends to be like Destiny.
Yes.
Whether it delivers on that is another question.
It does
but,
not.
So the thing that ties you to Destiny, though, is your character, right? Like you're building your character, you're getting new weapons, you're
Yes.
outfitting it with armor and whatever else. And from everything I've heard about this game, the story is like pretty good, but there's not like a central, you're not building out an avatar or a character as you go. And so I
No.
don't know what would like tie you to it. I guess the Avengers would tie you to it, but it doesn't sound like there's a lot of an attachment there either. I don't know.
No, and that's what we said was the biggest. I think is the biggest drawback on this game. They actually released a little trailer today for the new Destiny expansion. I don't know anything about Destiny, and I'm not claiming to, but they showed a little trailer and they're like, look at all these new guns and helmets you're gonna get if you play this new expansion. And it was just a video showing all the visual gear and loot you're gonna get for your character if you play this new expansion and how cool you're gonna look. And the Avengers game has none of that. Literally none of it. The main carrot, Destiny knows that this is the carrot, that you want that cool helmet with the giant brush on top. And you're going to do a raid for 7 hours with your buddies because A, you're going to enjoy it, and B, you're going to wind up with a cool helmet with a brush
You may
on
not
top.
enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah.
I never enjoyed trying to do those.
Yeah, but in Avengers, it's like, well, here you could do that. They have there in the Avengers, they're called Hive missions. And it's literally just you take an elevator down to like too many floors. And at the end of it, you get a piece of gear that does nothing cosmetic to your character. Absolutely.
Does it have some
nothing.
sort of a status effect though, or does it like alter the way you
it
play
apparently,
the game?
I
Sure.
guess, yeah. They
It tells
say,
you it does.
Spinal
Yeah.
+4.
Okay.
the thing is, it's like, and the text says, oh yeah, and you'll shoot out pin particles when you do a 9-move combo.
Right.
Like, I don't even know. I guess I do. I never,
Sure.
I
You know
don't
what that
notice.
Yeah, you do. That's when the guys shrink.
Yeah, the guys do shrink. That is
They-
true.
your
Combat's not
enemies
doing
shrink.
a 9-move combo. That's
Yeah.
about 4 times.
Actually, with Captain America, it's pretty easy. But yeah, it's just it's not the same. Yeah, I said this game would have been so much better if you were some sort of weird mismatched Iron Man with that was the colors you set to it. So when you play online and other people see you, you can be like, yeah, this is my unique Iron Man that I built to play
Do you
this
think
game.
it would have worked if they had made it a create a character situation where you had like your own build a superhero? Probably
No.
not, right?
They
you
tried
gotta
I
to
don't
play
think
as
it
the
would
Avengers.
work
Yeah.
as well. You know what? I will say, in fairness, it doesn't not work because DC Universe Online has been an active game for how long now?
Sure.
And that's what that game is. You build your own character and you talk to Batman, and Batman's like, "I need you to punch 6 scarecrows," and you're like, "All right, I guess I'm gonna go punch 6 scarecrows now." And but that's something. So
True.
I loved that, and that was the only side mission I did in Avengers was when it made me to go to a side mission towards the end of the game to go get 10 robot brains or something. I had to
yeah,
just go do some random mission
to get
that I
10
beat up
robot
some-
brains.
to get some robot brains so that then Iron Man could do something, I think.
Yeah,
with the
but
robot
yeah.
brains.
Oh, that game would be so much
You
better if
needed
it was
those
like,
robot
oh, look,
brains.
look at my Hulk. He's so weird. He's got, Mr.
Right.
Fix-It's hat, but he's wearing purple pants and his skin is, brown or whatever.
You have
What?
an extra nipple.
I have a story based. I liked the story of this game.
Mm-hmm.
There's a point in it where obviously early in the game you fight Taskmaster
Mm-hmm.
and then you fight
Abomination. Yes, those are the only 2 Marvel villains in the game.
So then there's a scene with MODOK where he's about to just off Abomination.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets talked out of it because we need him.
And then he never shows up
He
again?
never shows up in the rest of the game.
The story's bad.
Yeah. Because
when
in the post game, it allows them to have abomination missions.
Oh, that's why they needed him, so that you could go back and fight him again.
Right.
Yeah, and it's literally just something you've already done. It's like, oh man, abomination's in the desert. You gotta go to the desert now and fight abomination.
Oh, back to Utah.
Yeah, exactly.
Had you ever been to Utah for so much in your life?
No, I've been to Utah more times in the Avengers than I think there are people in Utah.
Is a big part of the Avengers in Utah?
This game there is.
This game, yeah.
Okay. All right.
To make a big open space and then drop robots into it.
Sure.
Because that's pretty much the game.
Yeah,
Anyway,
and I like
talk
how
too much about Avengers like last week. Every week we talk about Avengers.
Yeah, okay,
and we don't
fine.
even like
I was going to complain more about it, but I won't.
Yeah, we don't even like it. Let's be positive, Wombat. Here's some more positive show feedback, which I'm just going to take it all in as you read it.
I know. This one's for you. This one is 100% for you.
Oh, I'm going to drink this water.
AC Fizz has to say, I just want to compliment the sound quality you have for the CAGcast. I'm catching up on a different podcast, and it just went from being recorded in a studio to being done on Zoom because of this virus. The sound quality on it is terrible, and whenever there's crosstalk, it will just cut out completely. Whatever you are doing is great. It sounds as good as if recorded it together at a studio rather than in your own homes over the internet. Thanks for doing the show, guys. So Shipwreck, you do a fantastic job each week on editing the show, and I just wanted to let you know it doesn't go unnoticed.
I have a commitment to excellence that I'm glad you all have noticed.
I was talking to Shipwreck.
I heard that. I'm just ignoring you. I got your weak joke.
I thought it was funny.
It was weak. Not as good as, really not up to the level of the audio quality that I'm putting out there. You know, everybody could clearly hear that weak joke, which is part of the problem. Anyway, is that it for show feedback?
We don't have to do this last one.
Okay, let's before we go to watch this, bitches, let's say that we raised over $1,000 for Children's Tumor Foundation and gave away Shanafan's Cyberpunk controller and the $50 gift card. Thank you, everybody who participated. That was really great. It was a lot of fun. And we'll probably do another one of those charity fundraisers real soon because I know how to do them now. I'm learning so much about this broadcasting. All right. Watch this, bitches. Wombat, what stupid documentary did you watch?
I watched A Life on Our Planet.
Oh, that looks good. I can't.
Which is the new Sir David Attenborough documentary where he discusses the environment in the context of his own life. He's 93 years old. He shows footage from his first expedition from when he was in his 20s in, I guess, would be the late 40s or so, all the way up through modern today, and how the environment has changed as he's gotten older. Okay. And basically he talks about how terrible we are as a species and that we're basically a disease for the planet Earth.
Yeah.
And right. It's as interesting as it is depressing.
I'm going to skip that one.
Yep. Gonna just pass right by that.
But it's not the usual junky kind of documentary that I watched. This one was actually one that's sort of important.
Right.
Is there good natured footage, presumably, as well?
Not as much. It's not really. That's not really the documentary. There's some really interesting because he opens it in the town just outside of Chernobyl.
There's some great 4K footage of mass graves. Like you're really going to enjoy it.
Yeah, it's not as fun as the other Our Planet ones where it's like birds dancing and
slow motion.
Yeah, those are fun. I enjoy those very much, but this is very different. Very different.
Yeah, I'm going to skip that. Thanks for letting me know what that was. I didn't realize. I thought it was just another. I saw the tiger on the screenshot. And I thought it was another one of those nature just let's go.
It's not really a naturey one. It's more about him and the fact that if we don't stop doing what we're doing to the planet, we have maybe 100 years left.
Sounds good.
Well, we'll all be long dead. It's fine.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be dead by like 2025.
I'm just glad I got this show working so quickly. I can't focus on the environment right now. One thing at a time. Once we wrap this show up, I'll worry about that. All right. Watch this, bitches. Oh, we're there already. We're already doing it. I watched the movie with my family.
What'd you watch?
Wombat says he didn't think it existed when I told him the title. It's a Studio Ghibli movie.
Oh.
It's called Tale of Princess Kaguya. It's HBO Max has the rights to all the Studio Ghibli movies. So if you want to watch those, that's where you got to go. And this one has a very unique art style. It's all hand drawn and doesn't really look like any other anime that you've seen probably. It's a little on the long side. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't give it like a full recommendation for either of your families. Maybe Sabrina
Perfect.
could hang with it, but that's probably about it.
Is it a new Ghibli film?
I think it's the latest one.
Okay, I haven't heard of it at all.
I believe. I don't follow that stuff that closely, but Mrs. Chibi likes to recommend that we watch those movies because we can watch them in Japanese, and Ty can practice his Japanese, and I can try not to fall asleep from reading the subtitles. But no, I didn't fall. I don't think I've fallen asleep in a while on any of these. They're all pretty good. So, but I'd recommend it for adults and sophisticated children. Tale of Princess Kaguya. Meanwhile, I watch most of the shit I'm watching is on HBO Max now.
HBO Max is secretly the best streaming service.
How did that all of a sudden? It just like, oh, we have all the best shows now.
It's incredible. It's genuinely amazing.
I think being owned by Warner Brothers might help.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They didn't fuck something
That kind of
up.
helps. Yeah.
Definitely.
What are you watching, Ben?
I'm watching. I'm gonna pick one of these. I took both of your suggestions, and I'm watching both The Vow and Raised by Wolves, but I will not talk about those. Although I do want to stop to defend myself on The Vow. You had said a few weeks ago that I had no empathy for the people left on that show.
Okay.
And it's to put some nuance to it.
Okay.
It was that out of the gate, they're pitching you on this class that's like, just spend like $3,000 and your whole life will be changed and turned over. And you're like, there's a lot of red flags right up front.
But
Or anybody.
But not really,
Hard
though.
for me to empathize with that.
I understand what you're saying. Totally understand that. But when you look at corporate training programs, that's kind of
what they are.
That's kind of what they cost. They are ridiculously priced. So, and usually,
Sure.
Usually, you can get your company pays for them. Probably not in this case, but I could.
That's
see
an important
person,
distinction.
I
It's a very important distinction.
But one interesting thing about that is by pricing these courses there, they're getting people who can really only afford that.
Definitely.
Which is good because they're trying to get getting $3,000 from somebody once is nice, but you don't want to like empty the well. You want to go back there again and again.
It's a very smart grift. I'm with you on that.
It's a great grift. I don't think you should question the grift.
That's why I said, why would you do anything else if you can succeed in that initial grift? That's where I'm like, that's where I know I'm not an evil person. I'm just sort of a jerk.
Sure.
Where I'm like, all right.
Wait, what?
Because we discussed this on the show already, where it's like, I get like, there's that initial, like, if I could get, 30 people to give me $3,000 each, and I could go up on a whiteboard and draw circles, and people are like, this guy, he understands me.
Yeah.
And I could get away with that for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like once a week, 30 people give me $3,000 and I draw circles on a whiteboard.
Yeah.
I'm not breaking any laws there, but I'm making a lot of money.
Right.
And I'm taking it from people, basically conning them, but it's legal.
They like it though. They think it's helping them.
So they think it's helping them. Exactly. So why, it's like that. I'm like, I totally get that. And then there's that whole, then when it turns to sex cult, I'm like, but why?
Right.
You had the whole world in the palm of your hand, and you couldn't think with the other brain.
It happens.
Right. Well, anyway, The Vow aside and crazy sex cults aside, I've been watching the Great British Bake Off new season. Delightful. Just the most cheerful television. There's not a lot of television that's just gonna make you feel totally positive. I don't really like reality TV,
I don't want
whatever.
Cheapy doesn't like cooking shows. Cheapy's anti-cooking
I do like them. That's not true at all. But they make me hungry.
He refuses to watch guys' grocery games. So
that's not a cooking show, is it?
That's
100% a cooking show.
It's a cooking show.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's like 90% cooking.
Okay.
Sure.
Look, I just figured out it was Guy Fieri. So
no,
he's just the host.
He's just the host of the show.
He's not cooking.
It's 4 people cooking at the same time.
He's not even eating.
It's a cooking show with shopping carts, right?
Yes, because they have to get the food and then cook it.
I really thought it was like supermarket sweepstakes.
No, it's literally nothing.
It's that with a cooking show built in.
Got it. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
There's
never
a lot
see
of
it.
cooking.
But anyway, the new season of The Great British Bake Off is out. It's very good. I've been enjoying it. It's making me feel positive in a time where there's not a lot of just like purely hopeful things.
It's just people making cakes and then being judged, right?
Yeah, but they're very positive to each other about it. Like everybody, when there's a loser, everybody hugs each other. It's ridiculous. Boring. It's very British. It's extreme. If you like things that are very charmingly British, it is for you.
I like obnoxious British.
Well, there's some of that too. There's a guy named Paul Hollywood. That's the best I got. I don't know. It doesn't look appealing to you. Doesn't look like I'm convincing you.
No.
But anyway.
I'm not much for bacon, to be honest. Right. I don't like the
bacon. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff they make, if I'm being honest, is disgusting. But I just like how charming it is.
Yeah. Sorry, speaking of disgusting, I had dinner.
I watched a movie.
What'd you watch?
It wasn't a kids movie either.
Oh,
Mrs. Shipwreck and I had a evening alone up at we went up to the cabin, dropped the kids off at the in-laws.
Nice.
We watched Knives Out. I finally got to see that. That is a really good movie.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
The 97% on Rotten Tomatoes was not wrong.
Good job.
Yeah. It's amazing that the same guy did that as the Last Jedi, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. I had to think about it.
Ryan
yes.
Johnson.
Yeah.
It does. It's not honestly not that surprising.
It's pretty surprising because there's a lot of thought that
the jokes
went into
work
that
in that
movie
one
that,
of those
like
movies.
where it was a
well, I
coherent
think there's
plot.
also that's the difference between
It had a good plot, the jokes worked, and I don't know, it all seemed tied together like pretty well.
It was all tied together. That's what made that movie work, and it came from an interesting direction as well.
I think that's the freedom of not having a Star Wars license.
Yeah.
What if they'd have made that movie but with a Star Wars license?
That would have been
even
weird.
Better. 99% probably Rotten Tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Just a murder mystery in the Star Wars.
Oh, don't give him any ideas.
That sounds good, actually. I would be okay with that. Something different.
Shanafan writes in and he wants us to know.
Maybe Kylo didn't kill Han Solo. That was the second movie. All just about that.
Right, an investigation.
Right, the investigation of how Han Solo died.
Oh, how he died.
I would totally watch that movie.
Exactly. I'm saying it's a better.
What about
better direction?
An investigation into who shot first, Greedo or Han? No, that would draw too much attention to the behind-the-scenes shenanigans.
Definitely.
That's not going to happen. All right, where are we
Wait,
here?
you had one thing Shanafan had to say?
Shanafan writes in and he wants to let us know that there's a new Adam Sandler movie coming to Netflix for Halloween.
I have breaking news.
What, you're in the movie?
That movie came out today and I already saw it.
No, no, you did not.
What is
Of course he did.
Why?
Of course he did.
I started it after dinner tonight. Elliot and I watched it together. I did it obviously for this exact reaction.
Whoa, what's it called even?
Hubie.
It's called Hubie Halloween.
Why is it called that?
Because it's more like a kid's. It's more kid friendly.
Okay.
Not shipwreck kid, but cheapy kid friendly.
Like dick jokes.
Yeah. There's some like
Pee-pee
mild dick jokes, lots of pee jokes. Like peeing is a big thing in this movie.
Does he play like a mildly retarded water boy type character?
He plays a water boy. There's literally references to Happy Gilmore, the water boy, Billy Madison, all of it. He has. If there's someone that's ever been a member of his family, they're in this movie.
That's how he does things.
Yeah,
that's his whole.
No. It definitely follows.
Stop watching those movies.
Huh?
Stop watching all those movies. Not you, Wombat. You're allowed to watch.
I watched it with my son.
You're allowed
thoroughly
to
enjoyed
you
it.
need to report on them to the people.
Yeah, I put it on for. I thought it was totally worth it for the reaction, 100%. And I'll be honest, I didn't hate it.
Did you laugh out loud at all during the movie?
Maybe once.
Okay. Was it because somebody's pants fell down or something?
I forgot what the joke was.
Maybe once.
Maybe once. I did not cry. I'm not gonna, don't get me wrong, it's not, there's some weirdness going on in there too. Shipwreck might get this more than Cheapy, but there's a lot of Disney Channel sitcom kids who are now like in their 20s are in this movie, like 7 or 8 of them. Where if you have a child that's like 12 or someone who watched sitcoms on the Disney Channel at some point, you'd be like, there's a lot of, like, I'm thinking maybe Adam Sandler asked his kids, who should be in my movie? And they gave him like a wish list on a piece of paper.
Right.
And he just went down and called them all and said, hey, you want to be in my movie for 30 seconds? And they're like, I guess. Because that's what the movie feels like.
How's the
It's
product
very
placement?
weird.
How's the product placement in that movie?
There's a lot of candy product placement. Very savvy of Adam Sandler to get M&M Mars or Hershey. No, it's Hershey's. It's definitely Hershey's.
Such a
to be
grift,
the
man.
sponsor of this movie. Because every 5 seconds, it's like, you know what you need? A Kit Kat.
You got to watch the Red
Why
Letter
are
Media.
you interrupting me?
If that's
I'm
every,
eating a
like,
payday.
scene, they're talking about a Kit Kat. Just
He goes, literally at one point, he goes, stop interrupting me. I'm eating a payday.
Of course. That's every movie is like that.
Yep.
It's how he can make a movie. He can make like $100 million, over $100 million on one movie.
Yeah. Oh no. It's and oddly, it looks really good in 4K. I
don't believe that it looks
great,
good.
great.
I don't even believe that
Sure.
it looks good because
It
usually
streams
they
in
look
4K HDR.
I believe that it's in 4K. I bet the photography is shitty.
It's not as bad as you'd think, and it's got all the usuals
Okay,
in it.
I don't
you
want
know,
to be
it's-
negative. It's
You
too
got
much
your Steve
negativity.
Buscemi's and your Ray Liotta's in it, and
Any Howard Stern references?
I did not notice
Ronnie
any
the
Howard
limo
Stern
driver,
movies.
perhaps?
You would notice before I would.
Probably not.
I was gonna say, as far as it goes, as Adam Sandler movies go, as a movie, it's probably like a C, but as an Adam Sandler movie,
Right.
it's like a B in his
Great.
oeuvre of films.
Okay, fine. Let's move on to something that's always an A, Mack Weldon. Mack Weldon is your one-stop shop for men's essentials, from socks, shirts, hoodies, underwear, polos, and active shorts. Oh, I wear those active shorts all the time, by the way. Mack Weldon promises comfort and a consistent fit. I'm wearing the Mack Weldon Ace sweatpants right now. Look, check this out. Look at that.
I'm
can't see
also
them.
wearing the Ace sweatpants, but I'm not doing that.
Well, you're not as flexible as I am.
Yeah, that's it.
I know I wear these every day. They're fantastic. I love the side zipper for your car key. You hear that? I'm zipping and unzipping right now. And I love that my cell phone doesn't slide out of the pocket ever when I'm in my car. Usually I'm in my car and I accelerate very quickly. And if I'm not wearing these sweatpants, the phone will just shoot out of the pocket. And it's so hard to find. Mack Weldon saves the day. Mack Weldon offers a wide range of customized fabrics that can keep up with you no matter what your day looks like. They have 18-hour fabric, silver, Air Knit X. I think that's what I'm wearing right now in the underwear. Let me check. Nope, I'm not. I'm wearing something else. But I usually wear the Air Knit X when I play ping pong. Mack Weldon really values its loyal customers. That's why they've created the Weldon Blue Loyalty Program. Level 1, when you buy something, you get free shipping for life. Level 2, you spend $200 and you get 20% off every order for the next year. Best of all, Mack Weldon wants you to be comfortable, so if you don't like your first pair of underwear, you can keep it and they will still refund you, no questions asked. Wombat, tell them what they should do.
What are we doing?
I knew it.
For
You have to be
20%
prepared,
off your
Wombat.
first
I
order.
could throw it to you anytime.
What? I was kidding. For 20% off your first order, visit MackWeldon.com and enter promo code CAGcast. That's 20% off your first order at MackWeldon.com with promo code CAGcast.
Yes. Thank you. Wombat, you can't turn your back on Mack Weldon.
No,
You're
I
sitting
never
on Mack
will.
Weldon right now.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Let's move on to new releases.
Okay, I've been playing some of these.
Me too.
B3.
Great. Should we talk about the Star Wars first?
Sure, we all have that one.
The squadrons.
Yes.
Yeah, we all paid for that.
I've only played the first 2 missions. So I've played one as the Empire and
The prologue.
one as the Republic.
What are you playing
done,
as? Or
I'm
what are you
on-
playing it on, I should say?
Spaceships.
What's everybody playing it on? What platform?
I'm on the Xbox One X.
Anybody using a PC for this?
I have it. I
No
have it
PC
on
players
PC
here.
and on the Xbox, which I'll
Okay.
tell. I had a problem.
Okay.
There's a
All right.
Yeah, I'm playing on.
I want to
on
hear what
Xbox.
you think about the game, though, Ship, first. And then
Yeah.
I'll tell you about my problem.
So first 2 levels, The out of the spaceship stuff is a little bit unnecessary. I would say I don't.
What's
The
the
in
what's
between the
spaceship?
story, the talkie.
Have you not played it yet, Chibi?
Yeah, I have. I don't even know what you're talking about.
All the characters where you're like talking to people.
Oh, I don't know.
Did you not? You
I
had
think
to
I
talk.
moved
to
that
people.
part along.
I don't even do that. I don't
I
talk
gotta
to
You
get
anyone.
had to.
Spaceship.
It wouldn't let you
And if
proceed.
the first mission they make you talk to everyone, but after a while you don't have to do that anymore.
That's fine because
I'm not playing that game to talk to people. I'll tell you that.
Exactly. It's like why are we even here? What are we doing? Like
I do like
understand.
when they do the classic Star Wars and the Admiral Akbari guy is talking and the bad
Sure. When you're
projection
in
comes
the-
up and says we gotta attack this
That's
thing.
awesome. I love that.
Yeah, in the spaceship, fine. Like
Yeah.
the weird. I'm not really a character, but I am. Like having to make your own character to start this game was weird.
Because you never see your character, so what's the point?
Yeah, I'm like what am I doing? I thought this was a spaceship game, and it is.
It's like if anything, maybe you just choose your voice and get on with it.
Mhm.
Because that's all you need. It's just your
No,
voice.
instead I spent like 15 minutes creating two characters and
didn't do
going
that.
through like 20 different voice options.
I knew
Yeah.
not to do that.
But the game, I'm hoping it gets better for me. Like I like flying around, but it just feels like the first two missions are the exact same sequence over and over again. I have like arrows on my screen that are pointing me to enemies that I need to attack, and then I just fly around, and they just keep flying back and forth past me. Like there's no like they're chasing me or anything.
You have to learn the nuance of flight.
They're not chasing me. I don't have to
It's the
learn
beginner
anything.
tutorial level. They're going easy on you. They're gonna
Yeah,
bust your
I was
ass
gonna say
later.
I'm on level 6, I believe.
Okay.
I think it does get more interesting. There's some more interesting bits. As my son puts it, he thinks the game's better when they have you fly through crevices.
Sure.
And I don't disagree with him. The less open space and the more maneuvering you have to do is definitely more interesting. And I don't think you really hit that until like level 5.
There's
So
a
I'm hoping
little bit-
there's more of that.
Yeah, there's a little bit early on, but there is a lot of open space, and it just feels slow.
It's a lot of open space and a lot of shooting down TIE fighters. And it's, and I'm like, and it's not that that's bad. It's kind of awesome.
How far?
But
are you?
also, it said level 6.
Sorry. Good.
So a little variety doesn't help. I've also played a decent amount of the online. I did the dogfights bunch, enough to at least shoot down 10 ship achievement, so I could say I did that much. And
how do you do in those when you how do you rank on the screen?
Probably. Oh, I'm very, very bad.
It must be hard. These guys are playing a lot, I'm sure.
Some people probably play a lot and are very good. And also it's sort of like you can upgrade your ship and figure out what you want to have on there. And sometimes it's even that balance. I'm like, well, what should I be using against these knuckleheads?
Right.
I do like the larger fleet missions. I think those are kind of interesting, especially when you play against AI, because at least then you have teammates that are trying to do a specific goal together, as opposed to the dogfighting, which can feel a little sloppy, even if it is just two teams. But that's sort of where I'm at, because I actually won one of those fleet missions against AI, which is easier said than done. So
Thank you for your
that.
service.
Yeah, I know. I'm the greatest X-wing pilot there ever was. I don't know if you knew that. But yeah, and like Shipwreck, there's a lot of cosmetics to unlock that you'll never see, and it's weird.
Right. I grew up playing Wing Commander, and I didn't play that much X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, but I did play like all the Wing Commander games. So I was really looking forward to. I am still looking forward to this. I read that you could use the flight sticks on the consoles. That it has full support, like pretty much for every stick. So I was really excited because I have a flight stick that I bought a couple of years ago. I don't even know why I bought it. Maybe for Elite Dangerous or something. I don't even know why I bought it. Must have been making too much money at the time, because this thing is gigantic and it's awesome. It's fucking awesome. It was probably like $250. It's where's my nose? It's a Cytec X52. Thing's great. It has a screen on it. It lights up. It's great. So I was really excited, and I plug into the Xbox. Fucking nothing's happening. And I'm really I got everything set up on the couch and everything. And then I went on and like I found like one of the developers who was talking about it. So I messaged the guy and he's like, yeah, that's a PC stick. It's not going to work on the console. I didn't know that. I thought you could just plug, fucking Xbox is a computer anyway. So now I'm like, well, now I got to get it on PC because I got the stick. I want to try it with the stick. So I signed up for that EA Pro or something, whatever it's called.
EA Play.
Play Pro.
Yes.
There's 2 tiers. One gets you the Star Wars game and one doesn't. So I signed up for that.
The Star Wars tier.
Signed up for that, and I'm fucking excited because the thing loads up. It looks awesome. I got the thing set up, and none of the buttons or controls are mapped properly. I mean, some of them are, but most of them aren't. Like the throttle doesn't fucking even work. It's like the throttle's mapped to some like other sliding thing rather than the actual slider. And there's a 30% dead zone bug where the stick itself does nothing for 30%. So like you're really doing a lot of physical exercise trying to fly this thing around. And I could tell it's going to be awesome when it works, but I just stopped playing. And
I have a dumb question for you.
Yeah.
Have you tried it with a controller just to see what it's like?
Yeah. I tried it on Xbox. It's cool. It seems cool, but it really feels so different when you're using this stick.
Oh, I'm not saying that.
Yeah. I'm sure I could do it and it'd be fun, but I want to use it with this fucking crazy stick that I have. I already have it. It's sitting here. I could wait. They're going to fix it. The developers know about it. I read in the forums. They know it. They're going to fix it. Hopefully they fix the mapping shit too, so I don't have to map everything. But the dead zone is just like, my arm is getting so tired shooting these things. Like, come on, already. I can't do this anymore. But it looks great, and I'm excited to play it when they fix it. Like, every new release game it's got a lot of bugs, and that's one of them.
I know of 2 bugs.
There's some on PC, there's some other issues.
Yeah, well, PC doesn't count.
PC doesn't count. Well, they seem to think it was pretty important.
Meh.
What else?
I've been playing. I picked up Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time.
Okay.
Ooh.
That is really good. I was not expecting it to be as good as it is, but apparently the death of Skylanders rewarded me with good Tony Hawk games and good Crash Bandicoot games.
Freed up a lot of resources.
Right. Like, it's like, hey, we're not making Skylanders. I love Skylanders, but
right.
I prefer Tony Hawk and Crash Bandicoot, if I'm going to be honest.
Crash Bandicoot's the same dev, right? It's Toys for Bob?
Yeah, it's Toys for Bob.
Yeah.
So I was not expecting them to make this a super challenging platformer that it is. So it's almost like Meat Boy level of, oh, I screwed that up. Let me try that again. It's, I don't know. It's cute. It's funny. It animates well. My kids like watching me play it, even though they often cause me to lose my concentration because it's a lot of, like, for the time trial stuff or when you're trying to get everything, it's a lot of concentration. You're phasing back and forth, like hitting triggers to make the time change and platforms come in. So there's a lot going on with the controls and just the amount of attention you have to give it. But it's really good. I know some people are wondering why it's $60. There's enough content in it and it's good enough to be $60 would be my answer. Right. I have no problem. Like, people certainly wait for it to get cheaper, but it's worth picking up. It's a really good platformer.
Is it not very hard?
It's hard. It is.
I heard that specifically. I say that because you made the Meat Boy comparison. Where,
yeah, it's hard. You can. I would say, if you're a decent platformer gamer, you're going to get through the levels no problem. Probably for the most part. It's really the, hey, am I going to try to do all of these and earn all of the diamonds or whatever that are up at the top of the screen? Like,
sure.
Do it without dying 3 times. What is Cheapy doing over there? Just
I don't know.
My
I
computer's freaking out. I'm trying to my computer's
the
having
catalog of characters in the Nickelodeon game is really strange.
There's 30 of them, first of all, which is weird in itself. It does. It has all 4 Ninja Turtles. It's very strange.
They're not actually owned by Nickelodeon, are they?
Yeah, they are. Nickelodeon.
They
They
are
are now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, that's who we play as, because Dashiell's a really big Turtles fan. So we are.
I've been playing
as
as Raphael. I understand that.
Sure. They don't have any voice acting.
No, that's the drawback on this game.
Yeah.
The first, the one tournament, Grand Prix, whatever I did, the 4 races, I did as Zim from Invader Zim.
Oh.
And I came in first place in all 4 races. And at the end, I was expecting
Congratulations.
minimally at the end, he would be like, cheering and like, hey, I'm Invader Zim or some nonsense. Nothing. Like they own those sound bites from the show. There's no residuals on Nickelodeon. They could easily have just pulled something from the show and not have to pay anyone. So I'm surprised there's nothing.
Wow.
It's a fun game though. I like being able to. I mean, I have Ren and Stimpy stuff behind me, obviously.
Yeah.
I like playing in like a Space Madness themed level, kart racing level. It's weird. Like, why are we getting Space Madness levels in a kids racing kart racing game?
I think this is a game that they want. I think this is for parents and kids to play together. That's what they're going for here. It's got Nickelodeon stuff from the really early 90s through now.
Right. It's got the JoJo Siwa.
Yeah, it has JoJo Siwa for the younger kids, and it's got your Ren and Stimpy for your older kids.
I honestly don't know who the character in the box art is, the first one. Like, you have SpongeBob on one side, you have JoJo Siwa on the other one, and then the main character right in the middle.
Oh, my son knew who
No
he
idea.
was right away. It's from the Loud family, I think. Is what it's called.
That might match up because I don't know what that is.
Yeah, no, I don't either. I have a 9-year-old, so I trust his.
It just
I trust
surprised
him.
me that it was like he was the character they were putting front and center on this game. It wasn't SpongeBob.
Maybe that's the age they're targeting. I don't know.
Is there even a way to watch Ren and Stimpy or like Hey Arnold or any of that stuff at this point? Like, other than DVDs or whatever else? Are they in replays on Nickelodeon? I just have no idea.
I think Hey Arnold might show up on the Nickelodeon app.
Are they on Hulu? Is that a Hulu one?
I don't know. I know Hey Arnold's around somewhere. I don't know.
Oh no, it would be on CBS.
Okay.
Because that's Viacom.
Oh yeah, Viacom. CBS All Access has all the Viacom stuff, right?
I think so. I mean, it is Viacom. So if it's gonna show up anywhere, that's where it would show.
Okay.
Or
maybe when they
Plex
change
server.
it to Paramount Plus.
Right. Plex server sounds more likely.
Right. That's definitely where I know I can watch all the Ren and Stimpy's at.
Definitely.
GB, are you done messing around with
My
messing up the
computer
screen
is
over
like, this new computer could not come any faster because it's just dying. I had to close down Firefox, which is, where I
Do we have any
outline.
other new releases to talk about?
I don't know. I can't see them.
Ben, anything? Anything here?
Nothing new. I'm trying to think of games that even came out recently.
All
There's
right.
a whole
then.
list of them.
Nothing.
Yeah, look at
Yeah,
the
no,
list.
no, I'm
Somebody
looking
who
for the
actually
list.
has a computer that's working, you can look at the list.
Oh, it's so
Played
long
any-
though, guys.
Have you played any Super Mario Brothers 35, perhaps?
I have not actually. No, I'm sorry to say that I haven't even tried that yet. I've been
No.
so
Why did we
heads
invite
down on
this guy
Xbox
on?
stuff. I'm sorry.
Why did we invite this guy on?
I've got nothing for you. I've got no content. I haven't played
played
FIFA
something.
21. Oh, I haven't played the Solitaire Conspiracy.
I did.
Play that.
I played that. I bought that today and I played it.
How is that? I'm very curious. It's a new Mike Bithell joint, right?
Yeah, I mean, I got to be honest. Like, it may be a little embarrassed to say that I don't really play solitaire, or I'm not even sure that I really know all the rules. But I guess this is based on solitaire, and with special cards that they've made, like power up cards,
Right.
with a story behind it, and it stars Game Over Greg as the main character, and you're he's recruiting you to be a card spy, which is the spy who uses
Game Over
cards.
Greg. You mean the guy that used to be the IGN?
Correct. He's the star of the game. It's
What?
FM. There's a lot of FMV in the game. It's FM.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I had no idea about that.
I didn't know that detail either. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty well done. I mean, it's $10. It's definitely worth checking out. I don't think you're going to spend $10 for this and think that you didn't get your money's worth. It's I like the science fiction aspect to any, add sci-fi to any card game, and I don't know, gets me a little interested. I would check it out if that sounds interesting to you.
It's PC only, right? That's a PC game.
That is a PC game.
PC.
Oh, my poor computer.
Solitaire. That's a PC exclusive.
That's right. If at some point you win the game and the cards don't go shooting all over your screen, then they have failed at that game.
Right.
It has to happen.
All right, what we got, Cheapy? Are we to Wombat's fortnightly news?
I think so. That's enough for the new releases.
I think so too. I think it's time that we need to probably keep this thing moving along.
Yes.
Wombat needs to go to bed, apparently.
No, I'm fine. I just know that Cheapy's computer is going to explode.
Well, it's gonna, I don't know how this is even gonna work. We'll see. I'm gonna have a very busy day tomorrow, I feel. They released the new NBA 2K next gen trailer, and it looks like TV.
It looks really good.
Pretty much TV.
Yeah, I think they had good character likenesses for a while, but they are just getting even better in the motion, like the animations. They look like the moves that the characters do. Like just the dribbling animations now are so much better than they used to be. And the players dribble a lot more now too, so they had to get that way. Now everybody like dribbles like 20 times each possession, but I would get that again for the next gen.
Of course you will.
Yeah, why not?
Isn't there some sort of an upgrade path, like a $10 upgrade path or something? No?
Sounds nice.
Sure.
Why?
No?
Reasonable.
I don't know. Who could keep track of that? Nobody knows.
Right.
There's no possible, like they keep like blasting all these like news bits out everywhere. And like every company has like, oh yeah, we got our upgrade path. Nobody knows. Like,
Sure.
You're gonna
I feel like NBA was one of the first ones to come out and say like $70 and you'll get the next gen one as well as the current gen or something. I swear they were the one that did that, but
sure.
Did they say that?
I don't know.
I thought you have to still pay. You don't have to pay $10 if you pay $70. You're good for next.
Well,
gen?
that you'll notice that games used to cost $60.
Yes, I remember.
So you are spending the $10.
Right, but you're getting the you're both versions, right?
Yes.
That's something.
I believe so.
If there's an upgrade path, I'll take that.
Right.
If there's not, I guess I'll spend $70. I don't.
Madness.
Right. Who knows? What else am I going to play on these things?
That's a great question. There's not really much yet. Not a Demon Soul fan?
Mm-mm.
No. Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't have any other things I can close on my computer to make it run better. I've run out of things to close, except for Zoom and the streaming software and the recording software.
Oh, somebody in the chat says it's a free upgrade only if you bought the Mamba Forever edition.
That's it. There it is.
Did I do that? I think I was sent a code for this. So did they think ahead of time and get me that code? That is the question.
Potentially.
This is too hard to keep track of.
It is. It's a big hassle.
Let's at the Death of Fun writes in and asks if anyone has tried Genshin Impact. That's the new free-to-play Zelda clone. I downloaded it and played it for like 20 minutes. Has anyone else?
Is that like a game it's another PC game?
PS4 as well.
Oh.
I think it's mobile as well.
PS4?
Is it? I don't know. I have not. I am at level 96 though in Fortnite. So.
But you didn't like the Zelda game. You didn't like Breath of the Wild.
No. When you say Legend of Zelda style game, I was thinking like a top down.
No, I should. Yeah, of course, I should have. It's Breath of the Wild style, but anime.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I'm not a big fan of the anime. This particular anime style, like the frilly girl and frilly boy style anime.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it didn't catch my eye. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try a little more since I downloaded it, but not on this fucking computer.
It's very popular.
Since we're in the Fortnightly news, I just want to give another shout out to the Fortnite dads and the CAG Discord channel. It's been another great week of Fortnite dads helping each other out.
Awesome.
Don't forget to go to the CAG Discord channel.
Yeah,
it's a good time.
Discord.gg/CAG.
That's right. And we can help you because everyone's having trouble unlocking Wolverine. We'll help you unlock your Wolverines.
Wow.
So,
That sounds illegal.
it's like a support group for dads that haven't been able to unlock Wolverine. It's very exciting. For the record, I did unlock my Wolverine.
Oh, thank God.
I know. Yeah, it was tough.
I had no doubt that was going to happen.
It was tough. It was tough. I pulled it off. I had to use a helicopter.
All right, let's move on to
So
Microsoft.
Are you enjoying shooting guns as Wolverine now?
Shooting guns as Wolverine is kind of fun.
Yes, he does.
And he does, of course, he has the emote where you just push one button, he goes.
Does he have to have his claws retracted when he's shooting a gun?
Yes, the claws are retracted when he shoots a gun, and then you can push the Y button and his claws will come back out.
Oh, I'm making a lot of noise here. Sorry. Everything's going wrong. Oh, everything just fell off the bat.
This is
What is
fantastic.
happening over
I
there?
don't know.
Trying to
What are
make
you
things
doing?
happen. Look, we're in transition right now to the new computer system. Once this new thing happens, you won't even hear any other sounds because of RTX voice.
I thought this battle station was fully operational.
I just got a warning that my CPU is minus 91 degrees centigrade. So it's probably not overheating.
That's good. That's good.
It is good.
You want that nice and cool.
Yeah. How come it's not cold in here? How come it's 77 degrees in here? I feel like it would.
You could just cool your whole house with your computer.
I know.
That'd be
It's
fantastic.
great. My electric bill would be fantastic.
All right. So,
Microsoft time.
yes.
Ben, show us your
Microsoft.
fucking Xbox already.
All right. It's here.
30
You've seen it
seconds.
before.
Get the timer going.
You have a timer going? All right. Be careful. It's right here next to me. It's about
Wow.
the size. So you can see it's not that big, but it's still very big.
That's what she said.
That's exactly right.
Sorry, to
It
look
looks
off to the
bigger in
side.
person. That's also what she said.
Right.
It's very dense.
Let's see
And
the density. Can I see the density on your
I can't-
shoulder?
like it's like I
Put it-
feel like if you drop this, it will break immediately. Is what I'm trying to say, right?
Oh,
like
'cause
it's,
it's so
it's
heavy and big.
significantly heavy,
Don't drop
and
it.
the edges are very sharp. And that's about all I got.
Bang your head against it. See how sharp it is.
It
How
hurts.
many
the points.
how
I
many
can't
USB
confirm it.
ports? How many USB ports at the back of that?
There's 2 USB ports in the back. There's 1 USB port in the front. None of them are USB-C. They're all USB 3.0, like the kind you already have, 2.0, whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And how about that the new memory card slot?
Let me pull up that memory card itself. Which is
Yeah, I
right
want to see
here.
that. Okay.
Got
Oh,
one
look at that.
right there.
That's the one that comes standard. That's the 1 terabyte solid state drive.
It's it. It's from Seagate. It's
Doesn't come
$220. It's
It
not
comes-
standard.
It comes for $200.
Oh, that's the one they sent you one of those too?
Don't
Yes.
forget to
Oh, he's
ask
so
for
jealous,
that too,
Ben.
Cheapy.
Don't
Oh,
tell him
come
that.
on,
Wombat-
Cheapy.
Wombat wants one of those too.
Me.
One of those.
Come on, Chief.
But here's the size. It's like very small. It's like a PlayStation 2 memory card, right?
That's
Like
a memory card.
very
That's
small.
100% just a memory card.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
you swallow that and see if it passes through?
I can't.
Oh.
It'd be so
Have
sharp.
you tasted any of this yet?
So
Not a
it's-
one.
And that
None
just
of 'em.
slides right in the back, I'm assuming?
Yeah, there's a little slot that's proprietary. It slides in the back. It's the kind of thing though that you would slide in the back and never. I really doubt you'd ever take it out, right? Like because it's expanding it so much that unless you're going all over the place, I don't know. This is all very sexual.
Yeah, I know. Out of context, this is really good.
I'd say,
Good
well, I
material.
have, I think, what is it, 8 terabytes of games on my current Xbox.
That's a lot.
It
Those
is a
will
lot.
work. They should work.
Yeah, I just need to
hopefully.
unplug my drive and then move things back and forth. Is that?
No, you can play those from that drive.
Yeah.
But they don't play as well.
They don't.
They
don't
do.
get the updates. Yeah.
Yeah, so no, I'm not doing that. That's stupid.
right.
I want to
Right.
play things. From
I think
if I
they
have,
might get
if
visual
Cheapy's making
updates.
me spend the money, I'm playing them in the best way I possibly can.
By not emailing people to get you a free Xbox.
Yes.
But you can still the only feature you don't get by having it on a regular drive is that it's slower to load, right? That's it?
That's the only difference, I
Yeah,
think. So if there's improved HDR or if there's like up-res graphics or any of that other stuff, that should presumably
Of course,
work.
why
I think.
wouldn't it?
I don't
but
know.
Well,
The loading stuff would not.
It could potentially
It
not.
could. I don't know. What do I know?
Yeah.
They've been
Depending on how they're
wishy-washy.
reading
on
and
that.
writing that.
Somebody else has
Yeah,
to look
it
at
could
the
be a
chat,
read and write
because
issue for sure.
I can't look at the chat.
I'm not 100% certain of that. I know that you can run games off of external hard drives, but not Series S or X games off of external hard drives. You
Right.
can only run those on the proprietary internal or on the one that they sell separately.
And how much is the one they sell separately?
$220.
Are you serious?
It
That's some-
might be more than that actually. I think
Well,
it
$229.
might
$220.
That's some real
Oh,
bullshit.
right?
I'm just gonna
It's
say that right
not.
now.
It's not. It's the going rate for that type of
I
technology.
understand it's the going rate for that technology. I mean, that's some bullshit in the sense that that's how they set that up.
We on
Because at some point it's gonna get cheaper,
Yeah.
but it's not gonna get cheaper in that proprietary card form.
They've already said that they're not locked into just that one Seagate, right? Seagate's
right.
Yeah,
They have a
Seagate
Target
one.
brand hard drive.
Yeah, they've already said that they're having other third parties make them in the future. So there'll be competition there.
They said that they're probably gonna make whatever.
I'm
It's
pretty
gonna be
sure if they
shitty.
said they're probably going to do it, they're probably going to do it.
So there's two potential solutions here, right? Because both the PS5 and the Xbox Series S and X want this much faster load time thing, right? Like that's a big part of their sell point for both of them. And the way that they're each handling it is like they have, Xbox has proprietary ones that this like memory card looking thing. And then with PS5, you have to like install it. They showed that today during the teardown, that you have to kind of like open up the box and put it inside. And you could use third parties for that, and that might make the competition a little bit better, might make the prices a little bit better, but it also makes it like less convenient to do, right? Like you literally just slap it in the back of this thing and it works. So I don't know. It's like, it seems like there's not a great solution here no matter what, because they're so dependent on this new type of solid state drive. And not just solid state drives, but like a type of solid state drive, right? It's like a brand new type of solid state drive. That's why it's so expensive. But that said, $220 is a lot of money. So
I was say it's a lot more than a 1 terabyte solid state drive external hard drive
Yes.
costs now.
You're correct, because it's
Yeah.
not that.
but
That's what I'm
it's not
saying.
the same thing as that though, right? So like that's an important difference though, because if you bought a solid state drive right now today, like a whatever, a USB one for your computer, that's not what they're putting in this, right? It's not just that it's a solid state drive, it's that it's a solid state drive with a new type of transfer technology that enables them to transfer a ton of data very quickly.
Right.
So it's not just that it's solid state, it's that it's this type of solid state drive that it is.
Yeah, I guess how do I? But I guess it doesn't have anything to do with download speeds or upload speeds, because it's just going to be a lot of, especially in a world of Game Pass, where you buy this thing the day you plug it in, you're going to have access to 110 games or whatever, but you can't download those games. It's a lot of downloading, playing,
You can
uninstalling, downloading, playing, uninstalling if you want to play it if you want them on the drive that's going to have no load times.
Potentially, depending on how big they are and how many games you're playing at any given time. I mean, how many games are you playing at any given time right now?
Oh, like 6.
You could definitely have 6 games on there. I think that would be fine. I have more than 6 games on this box right now, and I haven't put anything on the external yet. They're not all geometry wars. So the games I've downloaded, I should say, I've downloaded Plague, that game, Innocence Tale. I can't remember what the hell.
A place, yeah.
Plague Tale. That I have Fallout New Vegas. I have Doom Eternal.
Very exciting to download old games on your new console.
I downloaded old. I tried to get a diversity of stuff. So I have some smaller stuff. I have some bigger stuff, whatever, and they all have very fast loading times, and I'm not taking up all the space yet. That said, when there's next gen games on here, like I'm sure that will change things.
I think I saw that the Spider-Man game for PS5 takes up about 1/6 of the storage space.
That sounds potentially, yeah. Between
that's the other problem is when new games come out and they're larger and larger, like Call of Duty. How big do we think the next Call of Duty is? Is that going to be 250 gigabytes and take up a quarter of your console?
Yeah, more than a quarter. You gotta factor in the operating system.
Yes, it's going to take up more than a quarter of your video game space. And is that going to hurt Call of Duty for people that are like, okay, you know what? I've had Call of Duty on here for a month. I'm pretty much done with that now. I'm gonna just uninstall that, and then you just never reinstall it, and then the player base drops, and those season pass sales start to drop because people can't don't have Warzone on their system anymore because they've moved past that because it was just too large on their tiny hard drive.
That's why they let you uninstall the campaign. And
but even at 120 gigabytes, it's too big.
No,
that's what she said.
That's okay.
Maybe for you.
I guess for me.
Matt doesn't even have the system. He's already complaining about he's out of space.
I'm just saying. I think it's an inelegant solution that's a backward step from where we are now in our consoles, and to brush it off as it's just fine is stupid. It's not just fine. It's a big problem. They need to figure their shit out, and this goes for both consoles because it's not going to be a problem in November, but I guarantee we're all going to be complaining about it in February, March, April. Because we're all going to be, our hard drives are going to be full. We're going to be complaining about the external hard drives.
I'm just not going to complain about it.
Everyone's going to complain. I guarantee you, because we complained about it at the beginning of last time. I complained about it, I feel like, every week when before the PlayStation 4 added external hard drive support. I had to, it was just annoying because I filled up that hard drive so quickly. And it was an issue on the Xbox 360 when they had their proprietary hard drives, and that was a pain in the ass. And that's why they had this much more elegant solution for the next generation.
Well,
so to take this step backwards is a problem.
It was a result of the technology, though, is why they had it for this next generation.
I understand that, but if they don't have a good enough solution now for the technology that they currently have. It seems like they're sort of like, well, we're going to put this out now and maybe we'll, so right now we're sort of gambling on the fact that hopefully in the next couple of years, they'll be able to get the cost of this technology down.
They will. There's no,
I think also for Microsoft and maybe for Sony and maybe for Amazon or Google at some point, that they'd want ideally for you to not be downloading any of this stuff and to just pay for their service. And maybe
that streaming is never going to happen in the United States of America with the current internet infrastructure we have. It's a no path for any console because there are too many people that complain weekly about their data caps and how they live in the woods or wherever they are. And it does. So streaming it's not going to happen because it can't. And it's not because the technology isn't there. It can't happen because our internet infrastructure isn't there. There's no net neutrality anymore. All of that's gone away. So until the infrastructure is there, then we can have real streaming services.
Well, presumably that will happen at some point in the future, right? Like, I think that's the idea, is that they're trying to build out for this stuff.
I don't mean to say this is coming 15 years from now at best.
Absolutely. And I feel like, services like Game Pass do this job of trying to bridge that, right? Where you can download stuff, or PS Now does this too, right? You can download games to your console directly, or you can stream it, right? And it's that option. Just like for years, you were getting DVDs from Netflix before they had a streaming service, right? And then eventually the service.
But streaming a movie is not the same as streaming a video game.
In 1999 or 2004 or whatever, when you were getting DVDs.
I mean, but now right? It's not. It's not the same at all. Because streaming a movie is set. What's going to happen in the movie is set. You're streaming.
You need less bandwidth.
Yeah, it's a specific file of a specific size. You're not worried about moving and what you're doing. It's not. It's an apples and oranges comparison.
No, I think the mechanics are different, and I think you're right that there are definitely different challenges there. And I don't mean to say that it'll all be perfect and it's going to work exactly the same. But I think that they ideally would like to move towards that, and that would be the ultimate solution for these storage problems. Because you're right, as games get bigger, it's not like there's no way to fix that, right?
I think the games are going to get bigger, and the storage solution is getting smaller. And I'm not confident in either console maker to have a solution that makes sense within the next 2 years. And I think I don't think it's going to be until the next console cycle before we have storage solutions similar to what we're used to right now.
I agree with that.
That to me is a bummer.
I agree with that, but I also think you already have all the storage from this generation. And it's going to
I can't put the new games on my old storage.
You just can't play them from there. You can swap them in and out of there.
Right.
So it's just a matter of shuttling back and forth.
Which is much faster than re-downloading from the internet.
That's the other thing. It's really going to be what those speeds are. And that could be fine.
Yes, and I have admittedly not been testing the move speeds of games.
Well, then why did we have you on the show, Ben?
I couldn't talk about it anyway yet. It's okay. It's something that I couldn't talk about yet.
Yeah, that's the other thing is like, what are those speeds? Because yes, if that works, then fine, then so be it. It's just a matter of me moving things back and forth, and I don't have to re-download. And if that takes 15 seconds or 30 seconds, and that's the only theoretical load time in the game, then that could be a fine solution.
It'll be whatever the read write speeds are over the USB.
Right.
That's how fast it is.
Right.
Yeah, I guess it's sort of the annoyance of, well, now we're going back to memory cards, and those memory cards are $220 on top of your $500 console. To have decent memory, your console, your cost of entry is $720. It's sort of annoying.
On top of that, you're probably paying for games and stuff too, right? Presumably.
And Game Pass and the whole,
Yeah. Or you could get $35 a month with Xbox All Access if you want.
Well, you still would have to buy that external hard drive for $225.
Yeah. No doubt.
You can't bundle that into your payment plan.
I don't
for
think
another $2, $3 a month.
It's not like leasing a car. Like if you want the bigger
I mean,
engine,
it's just it's half
roll
the
it all
cost
in.
of the console is a memory card. It
think
just
about
sounds
the
crazy.
on the one that's inside of it. Then look at it that way, Wombat.
Right, value. They
Yeah.
give you that one for free.
No, that would just think of how less expensive the consoles would be if they had another memory solution.
They
significantly.
wouldn't be as good though.
Yeah, that's a big part of the problem. So that actually, to speak to what it actually does, it does make it, load times are genuinely dramatically faster. It's not like a little faster. It's like a quarter of the time it was before kind of thing, right? Like there are ones from like Red Dead Redemption 2, for instance, where it's like 2.5 minutes and it's down to like 25 seconds, 30 seconds. And I am not allowed to talk about the next gen experiences that are there yet, but the load times are similarly very good for those. So that is very nice. It does feel like a snappy new thing, Like I remember when the Xbox One came out in 2013, it did not feel quick. It felt like pretty muddy right out of the gate.
Dude, this thing better fucking
OS.
feel quick for $500 now.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's absolutely. Like it's. I think there's expectations that come with this stuff that it feels like it's living up to more than it did with the last gen, right?
It better be the best Netflix player in my house. It better be. I'm not even.
Is anybody still out there doing that? Is anybody using these boxes for Netflix and stuff?
I am.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, Chibi refuses to use his cable box, so.
Oh well, that's logical. I wouldn't want to
Ben?
use that. Yeah, I'm anti-cable. You're talking to the wrong guy here.
Right.
But my TV has all that stuff built in, so I don't know. I just use the Netflix on that.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anything else we need to know about the Xbox Series X?
Yeah, the controller is.
Oh yeah, I want to see that bad boy.
Better. It's basically like the Elite controller in terms of the D-pad. The buttons all feel like a little clickier and less soft, squishy, a little less squishy. Otherwise, it feels very similar. It's like a little bit more textured in the back. The triggers have a little bit of texture on top, and they have a little bit less of like like when you hit them against the wall, it doesn't feel like you're hitting a plastic wall. It feels kind of like the Elite does, where it feels like you're hitting like a rubber stopper. It feels a little bit more premium, basically. And the logo is just straight up like a black logo instead of a white or weirdly transparent logo. Anyway,
it still lights up.
It still lights up.
Have you tried the new share? Yeah, have you tried it?
I have. It works like instantly. It's not like where on the Xbox One where you double tap the button and a minute or so later, like a notification pops up and says you've captured a screenshot. It's like, it feels like the PlayStation 4, honestly, or the Switch, where you press the button and it instantly is capturing something.
A little behind. They were a little behind on that one. Yes.
Yes, definitely. But also, I don't think I'm already wearing it off. No. Okay. All right. I thought I was already wearing off the controller, but I'm not. But yeah, the controller's good. It's very similar. It feels very similar. But I don't know. I've been describing the box kind of to coworkers though, as like, the Switch kind of is similar to the Wii U, but it's obviously a much more streamlined, smarter presentation. I feel like the Xbox Series X is kind of like delivering on a lot of the stuff that they wanted with the Xbox One, in terms of philosophy and concept and like what they're trying to do. And it just feels like better executed, generally. I should say the box I have, the box is final. The operating system is not. The operating system will assuredly get updates as we move towards launch in November.
I was going to ask you that, so I guess that's a non question at this point.
Yeah, definitely. I've gotten 2 updates already since I got the box last Thursday. There's been 2 updates already, and they said there'll be way more.
Operating system, or like the dashboard though, is what
now, yes. Yeah. But the question is, will it look like that on November 12th or whatever it is.
I think
this
it
thing
will.
comes in.
I'm sure it'll look pretty similar. I
Yeah.
think the stuff that it'll probably be like little things that they iron out or bugs or whatever. I've encountered some weirdness in various things, but it's still operating on beta software, so it's just because of that.
There'll be that large day one download for everybody.
Definitely. And all these, I should also say for some context, that every time I've gotten a console before launch, whether it was the Nintendo Switch or the prior Xbox and PS4, there's always been this stuff where there's a bunch of updates before the console comes out. They're always coming in hot, right? This isn't like the Xbox Series X is coming in hot. It's like all of these consoles are always like trying their very best to update until the last possible second.
I think the Xbox might be coming in the least hot of.
That appears to be the case.
Of consoles. I think they got delayed a little bit.
I don't know anyone who, and this could just be my own ignorance, but I would hope that I would know. I don't know anybody who has a PS5. The only people I knew who have even touched them are Japanese. There was a Japanese event of some type in the last few weeks that a handful of outlets got access. There's a hands-on that I think might have just gone up on Business Insider from Business Insider Japan, if you want to read it.
What about Jeff Keighley? He didn't get one?
I don't think he did. I don't think any American media has touched it. I could be wrong. I could just be not being invited. Please, don't quote me on that. But as far as I know, nobody has. It does seem to be coming in a little hotter, is what I'm trying to say, right? Like they're not really letting anyone see it. But gotcha. That's all conjecture. It could be done for months and in perfect
condition. They just don't like you.
That could very well be.
All right. Well, thank you, Ben, for sharing.
Of course.
Your Xbox Series X.
I think that's it. I think that's all I got.
The backwards compatibility. You've been playing some of that. Are you allowed to talk about that at all?
Yeah. I've been playing lots of different stuff. Nothing that I've seen looks dramatically different. I mean, it looks fine. There are a few games that have added like HDR support that I noticed where it looks a little better because of that. The other thing, actually, I should say, is the quick suspend thing, where you can suspend multiple things. It's kind of just as confusing as it was on the previous Xbox, where you're not really sure what's suspended and what isn't. Or maybe I should say that on PS4. I think on PS4 and Xbox One, you can have one thing suspended at one time, right?
Have
if
one
you open
game
something
and
else,
one app. One
right.
Yeah.
Right. And so this is a little looser, where you can have several things suspended at the same time. So you can have multiple games and maybe a few apps or whatever. But it doesn't like show you what is open and what isn't, and it doesn't tell you if you're going to close something. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you have like 4 things open and I open a 5th thing,
you might lose something.
Does it open does it close the first thing? It's like not really clear. And that probably should be the kind of thing that they like surface on the front page of your thing. Like, these are the things that are open. Would you like to jump back in?
Right.
Is Surprise Me still there?
I don't know. Is it? Maybe. Isn't that part of the
You're
store?
only going to have 6 games on the thing. What surprises are you expecting?
It's part of your games library.
Yes.
Surprise Me, and it just picks out a game for you.
I think it is. And I have a large ass game library, so I should try that. But it probably is. As far as I can tell, the OS is very similar to what is already there. So yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I don't think I have any other big revelations. In the next coming weeks, there will be various embargoes lifting, and people will be able to talk about the next gen games they've been playing and more of the operating system impressions and whatever else. But yeah, stay tuned, I guess.
Thank you, Ben.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
You can come back again and talk about it when my computer's not burning down.
Oh, good. I'm happy to. I've got nothing going on, as it turns out.
We're all pretty much in the same boat, I feel. We're here. Oh, there it is. I think you showed it for 34 seconds.
I was going to say that counts.
Oh, gosh.
Yep. Sorry.
There's a nice little green. You've probably seen it in the videos, but there's like a little green hue at the top. I don't
show that, Ben. You're going to lose
I think I'll get away with it this time. Hopefully Bill Gates doesn't come after me or anything.
I had a censored graphic come up and cover it up as a fun joke for the audience. It's more fun when I explain
So Sony, they took apart their PS5.
Right. Mm-hmm. For some reason.
That, I can't tell the scale of that man that was taking that apart?
He's small.
Like it was a tiny man.
Yes, definitely a tiny man.
The PS5 was as big as his torso.
Japanese men are very tiny. Some of them.
That's still it went from his waist to his shoulders.
That guy could be 130 pounds. I'm not joking. Like there are some very Japanese people, like they trend thinner anyway. So that guy could be like a bag of bones, basically, is what I'm saying.
Still looked pretty big.
Right.
Yeah, it's a pretty big thing.
It looked like, I don't know, that it looks too big.
I'm not really sure where to fit it, honestly. I have this relatively normal TV case, right? I have the like IKEA 4x4 that for books, it's like $100. It's very ubiquitous.
Oh, the Fringadul?
Yes. I've got two of those next to each other. It fits every console. It's like great for that. And it's open. It's all open in the back and front, so you're not like overheating things. Even the Xbox Series X, honestly, it like feels a little uncomfortably big for that. And I feel like the PS5 would be way too big.
I don't know where it goes back here.
Right.
I know where it goes.
On top.
Right.
Next to it.
They should make these PS5s like outdoor proof, so you could sort of put them outside, like you have a generator. Keep it like 4 feet from the house. I mean, then you don't have a problem. You just pipe it in. Everything's wireless anyway, so you just got to run the HDMI cable and the power cable.
My current thought is I'm just going to house it down here at my desk next to my computer and just run the cables over to my setup, because I want them to be vertical, it seems like, because of all the heat dissipation that needs to happen. Mm-hmm. I know that they say they could be on their sides, but I don't have enough width to keep like where the Xbox fan is at the top of it. I don't have the width over there to like
the extra space to let it vent out. I hear you. Yeah. I mean, you could probably move that Super Nintendo over your shoulder, fit right there vertically.
I could. There's a lot of all those shelves are. I can adjust all those shelves.
Yeah.
I've planned for this moment. I just don't know if I take all of those shelves out, if that PS5 fits in there.
Right. You can figure it out. They have the measurements.
We pre-cleared the space already for the Xbox. Where we think it'll fit best. So, yeah. And it's not going in at all. No, we'll sit next to the television. That's kind of where it's going to be.
Mine should fit on the side. Should be okay.
It'll be fine. It'll fit on the side.
Did you watch the video of them taking it apart?
No, I don't care.
I honestly don't care what the inside of a PlayStation 5 looks
like. You watched it?
I definitely watched it.
I
watched it to see if there was news in it. There was not news in it, as far as I can tell. I was trying to see if there's anything interesting. I mean, it was interesting to see, but I think the most interesting thing is that you can take the faceplates off pretty easily, it seems, and that there will be like third-party or aftermarket faceplates for it, right? Like body plates.
And you got to see a tiny man.
And the tiny man was very exciting.
Yeah. You don't get to see
I don't know. I guess there will be. I can't think that's a major market of any sort.
Probably not. No.
I'm looking forward to the redesign of that one, I think.
Yeah, it's really divisive. I found a lot of people that like really like it, and I don't necessarily hate. Like you see people on Twitter, various video game industry folks being like, it's very weird looking, but for me, it's perfect or whatever. And I just don't. I don't know. It's not. I don't love it personally, but it's not. It's mostly the size that I don't like.
It's the size. I don't care. Yeah, like I don't love the aesthetics of it anyways, but whatever.
Right.
It's going to sit over there.
There'll be a smaller one in 2 years. Just wait.
Yes.
But I'm not going to just wait is the problem.
Right.
I know you won't. I wasn't talking to you.
He was talking to me.
Yeah.
Talking to
everybody.
Them. And
but
me.
Realistically, like, so we're talking about next gen boxes here. Like, what I understand that everybody here is going to get one because we're all dorks and we're all very too involved in the video game.
Well, I'm
industry.
not getting both.
Sure. But eventually, maybe.
At some point, it would be nice.
But you're not getting both this holiday, but you are getting one. But the reality is you probably don't really need to get either this holiday, right? There's no major game for either that you're like, this holiday, I have to play that game, and it's the only way I can play it, right?
Nope.
Right.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
But realistically, like, so we were talking about we're talking about next gen boxes here. Like, what I understand that everybody here is going to get one because we're all very too involved in the video game industry. Not a single game.
No,
For
there's no
either.
game that's only going to be playable. I can't think of a game that's only playable on the Xbox Series X. Are there any games that are only playable on the Series X that have been announced?
Not that I can think
Geometry
of.
Wars.
Seriously, but
Not
like
only
that's the
playable
thing
on
though.
many other
There
Xboxes.
isn't one. There are literally 0 games that are Xbox Series X only.
There are some that are like exclusive to the console and then also on PC, but there's nothing that is, as far as I know, is
But
only on
what's
Series X.
exclusive to the console and only on PC?
So I believe Yakuza Like a Dragon will be on the Series X and PC and Series S. It might be on PS4. It's not on PS5. I know this holiday at very least. But that's
none of what you said made any sense.
It's my point is I think it's
I thought
don't-
Yakuza Like a Dragon was on the other one. Yakuza Like a Dragon. Let's see. I'll tell you in a second.
Right. I think I know what you're saying, Jen.
Mhm.
Next gen only Xbox.
I think so. I think next gen.
only.
Yes, PlayStation 5, it comes out next March. That said, it's still available on PC and PS4 this holiday.
Right.
So
But it's not going to be on the
Even then,
Xbox
right.
One.
sure. Anyway, the point
I
stands.
was going to say
nothing.
there are no games coming out that are only Xbox Series X that won't be available on my current Xbox.
No.
Right.
That's the issue. Yes,
Sure.
it will be available on the Xbox One. Like Yakuza Like a Dragon is an Xbox One game as well. So
And
there
I
are
mean,
no
you could-
games coming out this holiday season that are only playable on the Series X.
Right.
If I have an Xbox One, honestly, I probably could cancel my pre-order and be perfectly fine.
I agree.
Yes.
Yeah, which may happen, but we'll
And
see.
The same thing goes for the PS5 though, right? Outside of Demon Souls, if you're a big Demon Souls fan, absolutely. There's like a
Oh, yeah, that's right.
remaster.
Spider-Man
That's
is
a big
coming
deal.
out on the PS4 now, right?
Spider-Man, Astro's Playroom, like all those games are coming out on PS4 as well. So it's not like you can't play those there. I don't know. It's if I was not involved in the game industry like I am or in covering this stuff, I would not buy these this holiday. Like I don't see a good argument for either.
Makes sense.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
All right, I think we should wrap it up because I'm worried that what I have, I'm going to lose already what I have here. I'm already skeptical that I'm going to even be able to, like, that this is not going to sound like crap. But hey, you never know. You never know. But let's thank Ben for coming on and sharing his insight with us and having fun with us. We'll definitely
Sure
have
thing.
you
Thanks for
back.
having me, guys.
Yeah, it was fun.
A pleasure.
Except for my computer failing. But other than that, it was fun. So remind everybody to go to macweldon.com and use promo code CAGcast to get 20% off your first order. Sorry about skipping the CAG bag and everything. We'll do that next time. Had some questions and such. But that's it. We'll see you next week.
Bread's done.